That check looks fake as hell. Probably printed it at home like all you people do. You ever have a moment in your life where everything just stops and you know that what happens next is going to change everything, not just for you, but for everyone watching? That's how it went down that afternoon at Premier National Bank. The marble so polished you could see the sky in it. The air so cold it could chill your bones. And Brittany Coleman standing there, not even blinking as she ripped my disability check in two like it was just another piece of junk mail. The pieces fluttered down between us, and for a second, time hung suspended. My hands, weathered by 3 tours in Afghanistan, hands that had held rifles and buried friends rested on that counter, steady as stone. Behind me, Mrs. Chin gasped, fumbling with her phone, probably wondering if she should call for help or start filming. The security guard, Terrell, shifted, half alert, half beread seeing 100 arguments, but even he could tell this one was about to turn into something else. Brittany leaned back, her arms crossed, that little smirk dancing on her lips, and the sunlight caught the streaks in her hair, making them flash like warning lights. "I need to speak to your manager," I said, calm, the kind of calm you learn in a war zone when panicking gets people killed. Brittany's smirk didn't falter. She was sure she'd already won. Devin Harris came swaggering out from the back, tie askew, sleeves rolled, the kind of guy who thinks authority comes from volume. He took one look at the torn check and at me, and his face shut down. "Sir, we have protocols for suspicious documents," he said, and the way he said so made it sound like an insult. I kept my voice level. Then I'd like a corporate number and some tape to repair my check. Devin actually laughed, and the sound echoed. "Corporate won't waste time on situations like this." Behind me, Mrs. Chin had decided, "Phone up, live on Facebook. Y'all need to see this discrimination happening right now," she whispered to her audience. Her finger hovered over the button, and I swear I could feel the crowd behind me shift, the air thickening as more people started paying attention. The rhythm of Brittany's nails on the counter kept time with my heartbeat tap, tap, tap like she was marking off the seconds to my humiliation. Devin planted himself in front of the door, legs spread wide. "We can't just cash every piece of paper that walks through that door. Not every check, every piece of paper." Mrs. Chin's stream title popped up: "Veteran being humiliated at Premier Bank." Viewer count was ticking up, comments flying. "This is disgusting. Get his badge number, record, everything." The line behind me grew. People craned to see what would happen next. I reached into my jacket slow, careful, years of muscle memory telling me how to move when someone's watching you with suspicion, and pulled out my portfolio, the kind with gold-cornered leather, initials embossed, DW. "There seems to be a misunderstanding," I said, placing my military ID on the counter. "Purple Heart, Bronze Star, Combat Infantry Badge." The card gleamed under those sterile lights, but Devin didn't even really look at it. "IDs can be fake too," he shrugged. The room was swelling with energy, tension sharp enough to slice. People started pulling out phones, businessman in a suit, young mother bouncing her baby, college kid with a backpack recording, documenting, ready to witness whatever was coming. My phone buzzed. Board meeting moved to 4 p.m. "Your call." I slipped it away. "I understand you're just doing your job," I said, still talking to Devin. "But I need this resolved." Devin's voice got loud, sharp, pulling more eyes our way. "And I understand you think you're entitled to special treatment." Brittany leaned in, voice high and clear. "We see this all the time. People trying to cash fake checks with fake IDs. Like they think we're stupid or something. They, not criminals, not fraudsters. They." Mrs. Chun shifted her phone to get both Brittany and Devin in frame. Viewer count, 543. Hashtag Premier Bank Shame popping up in the comments. I turned to Brittany. "Ma'am, I'd appreciate it if you'd refrain from making assumptions about my character." "I'm not making assumptions. I'm making observations," she snapped, gesturing at my jeans, plain t-shirt, boots. "You walk in here looking like you do, with some suspicious check, and expect us to hand over thousands?" Her words landed like a blanket of fog, thick and choking. Phones multiplied one from every angle, all trained on us. My hands pressed a little harder into the marble. 43 minutes left, I whispered just for me. Devin's eyebrows shot up. Remaining for what? Nothing that concerns you yet. Right then, the branch manager's door opened. Angela Torres strode out, suit pressed sharp, face set like granite. She sized up the scene devastation in a glance. What's the situation? Her voice could cut steel. Devin stiffened. Ma'am, we have a potential fraud situation. Individual, he said, not customer, not veteran. Mrs. Chen's live stream exploded. 1,847 viewers, comment a flood. Torres circled me, eyes cold. She picked up a scrap of my check, inspecting it. These government checks have very specific security features, she announced. This doesn't feel right. The crowd grew, nobody banking anymore, everyone watching. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave, Torres said. A businessman stepped closer, his phone camera up. A teenage girl near the ATM started her own TikTok live, whispering commentary. I'm not leaving until this is resolved properly, I answered. Torres's smile never touched her eyes. Then I'll have to call the police for trespassing. The threat hung, thick as tear gas. Mrs. Chen's phone shook, hands trembling. An older black man in line spoke up. This doesn't seem right. The man's just trying to cash his check. Torres snapped. Unless you're involved, sir, mind your own business. His wife tugged him back, but their phone stayed up recording. Terrell, Torres called. The guard approached slow, deliberate, not liking this, but not refusing. Brittany blocked the windows. Devin pulled out his phone, Torres behind me, Terrell flanking my right. 4 bank employees closing in. One customer in the middle of her stream hit 3,200 viewers. Comments, racial profiling, call corporate, call the news. 38 minutes left. I checked my watch, Omega, glinting people noticed. Comments, that's a 5K watch. Why is he so calm? Torres barked. Left for what? Are you threatening us? Just noting the time. Brittany scoffed. Probably got somewhere important to be, like a job interview he'll never get. The cruelty in her voice sucked the air out of the room. Phones everywhere, faces expectant, the story being told from 100 angles. Torres pulled her own phone, dialing 911, making sure everyone could see. Police at Premier National Bank, Peachtree Street. We have an individual refusing to leave. That word again. She glared at me. They'll be here in 10 minutes. I open my portfolio, calm, deliberate. Before they arrive, I think there's something you should see. One sheet, heavy stock, placed face down on the counter. 34 minutes, I murmured. Sirens echoed distantly. The branch was a vacuum. Every sound sucked out, but the heartbeats of a crowd waiting for something they didn't understand. Torres reached for the paper, hand trembling, flipped it over and froze. Her face drained, jaw working wordlessly. The letterhead shone, Premier National Bank Board of Directors. Embossed gold seal. Devin leaned in, saw, stumbled back into a display, sending brochures flying. Brittany snatched the paper. What is this? Her voice choked off as she read. Darius Washington, Chief Risk Officer and Board Member. Silence. So deep you could hear people breathing. Mrs. Chen stream. 8,900 viewers. Comments. Did y'all see that? No way. Terrell, the guard, snapped to attention, years of service recognizing command when he saw it. A businessman whispered, greatest plot twist in banking history. Someone by the ATM started laughing shocked, disbelieving, the sound infectious. Torres whispered, this can't be real. But everyone knew it was. I pulled out my business card, thick, embossed, handed it across the counter. Feel free to call and verify, I said, pleasant, devastating. Devin stammered. We had no idea, sir. You had no idea I was what? I asked quietly. Black? Or that I was someone who mattered? Phones captured every flicker, every cringe, every realization. The TikTok stream, 12,000 followers. The construction worker in line. Damn, this is better than any movie. I dialed Patricia Wong, Regional Director, the Patricia Wong. I hit speaker. Darius, how's the field research going? Getting good data on customer service protocols? The bank staff reeled as it hit them. This was planned, orchestrated, not some accident. Very enlightening, I said. I think it's time to implement Protocol 7. Confirmed. Implementing now. Do you need me on site? That would be helpful. And Patricia, bring the helicopter. The branch froze. Outside, news vans rolled up, reporters running. Customers pressed to the windows. My check, still in pieces, sat on the marble, witness to it all. I'll need some tape, I said. Brittany handed it over, hands shaking. I pieced the check together, taped scars visible. Patricia Wong entered like a general, her team in tow, heels clicking, face carved in stone. Mr. Washington, she said, voice like a blade. What's your recommendation? Immediate corrective action with full systemic reform, or I recommend this branch for permanent closure. The ultimatum echoed. I pulled out my tablet, showed data discrimination complaints, loss projections, hard numbers. Wong took it in, eyes narrowed. Termination letters drafted, badges surrendered, careers ended before a cheering crowd. Torres demoted, Brittany and Devon escorted out. Wong processed my deposit herself, apologized, publicly broadcast across Mrs. Chen's stream, which by now had ballooned to tens of thousands of viewers. I replied, apologies don't change systems. Action does. Dignity protocol authorized, reforms announced, a new standard set. The day's lessons were clear: document everything, stand your ground, make injustice visible, and change will follow. 6 months later, Mrs. Chen's video was viral history. The bank an unlikely pilgrimage site. Dignity protocol adopted industry-wide, and playing chess while they played checkers was on posters in break rooms and dorms across the country. Brittany's story, not one of humiliation, but a case study what happens when unconscious bias goes unchecked. Torres turned her life around, became an advocate for real change. The teenager's TikTok led to a journalism scholarship. Veterans everywhere had a blueprint for how to fight back with intelligence, with evidence, with preparation. This story became a movement, a case study, a national conversation. Because every time someone gets underestimated, every time someone is judged by their appearance, there's a chance, just a chance, that person is the one who will rewrite the rules. So I'm asking you, right now, have you seen this kind of discrimination? Have you felt it? Have you stood up or spoken out? Drop your story in the comments. Share what happened, how you fought back, what you want to see change. Your phone, your voice, your story, those are the tools. Use them, because you never know when it'll be your moment to turn the tables, to make a little history of your own. Yeah, that happened. And next time, maybe it'll be you.